Okay, so
next one, how many years did all of the inventors live? So what a reduce will do is we're like a sort in a map. They will just take items in and either sort them, or they will turn them into something else, or they will filter them down. What a reduce will do is allow you to sort of build something on every single one. So if you've ever done code like this, where you like do like var total years equals 0, and then you bust out the old for loop. Which one does that? Right here, and then you have inventors, and then you do like total years plus equals inventors. You've done this before, right? Where you have a variable before, and then you do this crazy loop, and then finally, when you're done, you can console log total years, right? A reduce is just a much cleaner way to do that, and you don't have to do this crazy square bracket I, which I've seen a lot of people having trouble learning. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to say const total years equals inventors dot reduce. And the way that reduce works is it's going to give you sort of like your running total, or what you've returned from this function last time. So we're going to call that total. And then it also is going to give you the inventor. And from that, we have to wrap those in some parentheses. We have an arrow function here. And from that, we are going to return the total, which is what the total was last time around. Again, all these functions, reduce, sort, filter, they just loop over every single one. And then we are going to return the number of years that inventor had lived. So we're going to say inventor dot past minus inventor dot year.
okay, so now that I thought my VS Code was unlocked. Okay. Okay. So const total years equals inventors dot reduce total dash inventor comma inventor function arrow curly bracket return total plus inventor dot past minus inventor dot year.
Now let's try that. It's not going to work totally for us. Console log total years, and we get an object 7. Like what? What's going on here? And the
Okay, so let's try that. I'm not seeing anything. File, save. Refresh. Oh, console log. Total years. There we go. So it's got that weird thing that he was talking about.
The problem is that first time around, we don't have a total, and it's equal to undefined. So what we need to do is just make this 0. And that will then allow us to add it up. 523 years. Woo, how you doing? Maybe you need to go get a drink?
Okay, so I would think that was pretty self-explanatory on that, but So let's make sure I worked. And yep. Okay, 861. I don't know why. Yeah, 523. That's curious. So const total years, inventors dot reduce, total, comma, inventor. Yeah, plus inventor dot pass. I'm curious now. Oh, Lord have mercy. May not be curious right now. Okay. It's on a calculator. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, it's not paying be curious right now. I'm going to assume the math is right. I don't know why my number is different than his, unless he made some edits. He's only got 6, and I got a lot more than that. Go away. I need to have IT look at my computer. Okay, so he's only got 6, so he might have done something that I didn't do because I have more than 6 people. Don't know. Not terribly concerned about it. Let's just talk about it. So we got a variable name as a const. The total years, inventors, we're going to reduce. So let's see how W3 Schools describes reduce. So reduce is basically you're going to take the difference between these two and you're going to return the total. I didn't quite want to do that yet. So for each, on reduce. Nope, on reduce. There we go. So the reduce method runs a function on each array element to produce or reduce it to a single value. So on this right here, we're looking at the date, year they passed, and this is the year they were born. So passed was 1955 for Albert Einstein, and born was 1879. So we did the math on that, and it is whatever it is. So it takes that value. So we had 2 different values. This minus this equals whatever that equals to. So it reduces it to a single value. So the reduce method works from left to right on the array. It's I'm not going to pay attention to that. It does not reduce the original array. Okay. So I'm not going to dive too deep into this one. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You take the total on the left. That we called up here. So even though this is on the left in the array, year and past, This is on the left whenever we're using it, when we're calling it. Past is the 1 year on the left. So for Albert Einstein, it was 1955. And for the year he was born, it was what, 18 something? 1879. So let's kind of play with this a little bit. I got so many notes in here. Okay. So we're doing const total years equals inventors dot reduce, which is the name of the array method that we're doing. Okay. So we got a variable name is total years. Inventors is this array we have right here, and reduce is the method that we're calling. Okay, that should be pretty commonplace by now. So the two parameters, so we got a method, we got to put this parentheses, right? But inside those parentheses, we put in our parameters that we're looking to do, right? Then the stuff we're wanting to do. So the two parameters that we're looking at are total and inventor. Okay, and so we put that in a parentheses in itself because those are our parameters. And then we do the function arrow, and then curly bracket, and we're going to return a total plus the inventor past minus inventor year. Okay, and then semicolon, and then curly Q, and let's not do that 0 just yet. I think that was it, something like that. And let's see, so we have our constant, our variable name, total years, inventors was this array. We're doing the method of reduce. We're calling upon the parameters of total and inventor. And we're going to do a function of, we're going to return the total plus the year the inventor passed minus the year the inventor was born. Okay. So like this said right here, reduce methods run a function on each array element. So it runs it on Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton and whoever else was in there, Galileo, Marie Curie, all that people. And it works from left to right. So we said we wanted the past to be on the left-hand side, so it reads it from left to right, even though this up here has the year being first. So just so you're aware of that. You can designate however you want it to work. So let's open up and just something else real quick. Okay, so I want to type this up again. So we got a const total years equals inventors dot reduce. Okay, that should be pretty common. We got variable total years. We get looking at inventors the array, and we're going to do the reduce method. So we got a method started. And we're going to look at the parameters of total and inventor. And we are going to call it a function, call a function of return total plus inventor dot past minus inventor dot year. And yeah. Something like that. I might be off on these last couple curly brackets, but that's okay. This is the one I want to make sure that we got. So what we're doing is we're looking at the variable name of total years, and we're looking at the inventors array. We're going to do the reduce method, and we're going to do a total of inventor past. So for Albert Einstein, it would be, so let's put Einstein. It would be 1955 minus the year he was born, 1879. I got my phone here. Calculator. 1955 minus 1879 equals, I don't think I did that right. I can even do it on a calculator. 1955 minus 1879. Okay, 76. Equals 76. But the reason that weird thing came up, let's see. Okay, whenever we didn't have that 0 and this object came up. Let's see what it says on 64. Didn't really tell us anything to help. It just told us, okay. But the reason that object came up is because whenever the function is being read, it's saying to return a total, but we haven't given it a total yet. There is no variable named total. We've not declared any kind of variable named total. So it's like, what the hell's total? So that's what we need to do, is to add that 0, because it has no idea what the hell you're talking about, and it's just making some sort of object with this information right here, because it has no idea what to do. So what you would do is, I think it was comma 0. Let's see if that's right. Yeah, okay, that's right. So you would do that comma 0, so the first time it runs through, it goes through once, and then it looks at it, it still doesn't know what the hell total is. It goes through and does whatever it does right there. I'm not going to dive into that. But then it says, okay, 0, made a mess of whatever this stuff was, because doesn't know what a total was, and made a whatever mess that was to get that object number, that weird number. I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing, because nobody's told me any, some good information. And then it gets to that 0. It's like, oh, okay, I need to be 0 now. And then it iterates it again. So it has a number to start with. So when it first starts, the first time it runs through, after we put that 0 in there, after we put the comma 0, yeah, I set up that one. Let's try to fix that now. Comma 0. Okay. So it's reading it. It's like, I have no idea what the hell total is, because nobody's ever declared it. It makes whatever it decides out of that. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm 0. So I'm cool with 0. At least I know what 0 is. So the next time it iterates, it goes through all these people's names. Okay, I start with 0. Start with 0. And then it goes to plus 76. And then it does the same thing for Newton and everybody else, right? It says 76. And then it looks at Newton. And it says 1727 because it's the year that's passed first. Minus 1643. 1727 minus 1643 equals 84. Okay, so it starts with 0, and then it comes up, then when it iterates again, it checks out Einstein states, and then it says, okay, my value is now 76. Then it goes to it again, and it says 76 plus 84 is 160. And it goes through the rest of them. And then it reduces all of that information into one number, which is not that one, 861. Okay, so that is reduce. Yes.